Hello, 7th graders, and welcome to our last lesson for Unit 8. This is lesson 13.4, which is about area of composite figures. So the previous lesson, you should have watched both part 1 and part 2. That was the 13.2. I wanted you to skip ahead to 13.3 and then go back to 13.2. So when we're talking about our composite figures, remember that's going to be figures that are kind of smushed together, whether they're circles, triangles, squares, so on. Okay, this time we're going to be talking about the area of these composite figures. I think area that is actually a lot easier than finding the perimeter of your composite figures, just because it's not as much of a guessing game on what do you need to add. It's just thinking about what shapes are there, find the area for each one of those shapes. So I've got two different icons today. I can find area of composite figures by separating them into familiar shapes, so just like I was kind of explaining, and I can solve real life problems. Okay. At any point, if you need to pause this video, feel free to go back, rewind it. Let me know if you've got any questions, comment below, email me, Google Classroom works as well. Let me know if you're confused. Okay, skip and warm up. All right, your essential question is how can you find the area of composite figures? Well, let's think about those composite figures again. Even our I can statement kind of gives you a clue, is by breaking and separating them into familiar shapes. So breaking them apart and realizing, okay, there's a triangle and there's a square, or there's a circle and a semicircle and a rectangle, okay? Breaking them into those two parts and finding the areas of each. So no big key idea here, but we're going to start by the first example, which is find the area of the figure. Now, I think this is a lot easier than finding your perimeter because right now what we're going to do is we're going to count up every single box that is colored in, okay? For the most part, I'm going to start with the first ones that are fully done, okay? So I'm going to go around and just kind of dot them. Right now it looks to be that I've got 9, okay? Realizing I've got about a half here and a half here, so I would say those together make 1. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, keep going. 15, 18. Did I count that right? 9, and another 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So right now I have 45 that are fully colored in, okay? And I'm going to count in my half ones. So I would say that these together make 1, these together make 1, and I would say this is probably a half. So in that case, 45 plus 1 is 46, plus another 1 is 47. I would say that my area for this one is 47.5, okay? When you aren't given a specific unit, just write units. Ooh, sorry about that. Again, it's kind of hard for me to write in here. Units. And make sure your units are squared because we're talking about area this time. Okay? So on my other one here, I'm going to do the same thing. Start with all the fully colored in boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks to be about 8. Then I'm going to look at my other ones. I would say that this one and this one together make 1, and this one and this one make 1, so that's another 2. Same kind of thing over here. This one and this one makes 1, and this one and this one makes 1, so 2. So in this case, 8 plus 2 plus 2. Again, we're not figuring our perimeter, but I just wrote them on the side to help me remember how I counted these up. And in this case, I would get 12 units squared. Okay. So let's go ahead to, I believe the next part's an on your own. Okay. So go ahead and pause this video. Hopefully they, on your note sheets, they printed off okay. If not, just go ahead and pause this video. Try and count them up as best as you can. Count as many colored squares there are. If there's half ones, try and combine them together so that they make one full square. Okay. Pause the video right now. When you come back, I will have the answers to these problems. Hey guys, sorry about that. That was just my cord falling to the ground. Then this one, we're finding the area of the portion of the basketball court. Not sure why it keeps doing that either. So we're finding this whole part of the basketball court here. Okay. In my shape here, in my composite figure, now it looks to be that there is a whole entire circle, but realize ultimately that this part is just a rectangle. Okay. So this rectangle then, and then when I do that, instead of having one big circle, I now have a semicircle. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the area for the rectangle as well as the semicircle. So this is how I broke it up, looking at my two different types of shapes. All right. Finding my semicircle formula. Remember your formula for your semicircle. All right. So let's pull this apart. Your formula for your semicircle is pi times radius squared and divided by 2 because it's half of an actual circle. Okay, so that radius, that pi, radius squared is your area of your circle divided by 2. Now they give me the diameter. Okay, that's the opposite side here is this 12. So I have to find my radius. Remember your radius is just going to be half of that 12 measurement. So my radius is 6. I first start off by plugging in for the original formula. So pi times radius squared. Plug in the 6 for my radius. And instead of pi, I'm going to put in 3.14. Okay, remember if they don't tell you specifically what to put in for pi, just put in 3.14. From there, I did the 6 squared first, which gives me 36. I can multiply that by 3.14, which gives me 113.04. I want to divide it by 2 because I only want a semicircle, and I get an answer of 56.52. Okay. Again, there should be some review because we did this previously when you were listening to lesson 13.3. Make sure you understand that one. If you don't, go back and rewatch it again. All right, your rectangle, finding your area is just length times width. All right. So in this case, I'd have 19 times 12. 19 times 12 gives me 228. Now I found each part of the shape. I want to combine them together. Okay. So this is not my final solutions. I need to add them together. So I'm taking this 228 plus this 56.52. I just long-handed added them together. And my solution is 284.52 feet squared. Again, you're talking about area. Make sure that you square the unit. Okay. Now it is important that you're watching through this whole video because you can easily just write down this work, but do you understand how I got this answer? Let me know if you're still confused. I am here to help you at any point. Check in on our daily Zooms, email me, Google Classroom works as well. Okay. You need to be able to understand how this works and why I'm plugging in the numbers that I'm plugging in and where I'm getting them from. Okay. So think about the shapes you have first. I broke it down that way. Then find your formulas for those shapes, solve them out, and add them together. That's going to be your steps on figuring this out. Okay. Let's keep going though. All right. Example 3, we've got another example here. This time we've got this crazy shape thing here, this crazy composite figure. And all they want me to do is find the area of the figure. All right. Let's take it one step at a time. I can tell right here I've got a triangle. Okay. Right here I've got, it looks to be a rectangle because it's not the same sides. And here I'm not going to break it down into little triangles. I'm just going to call this one a parallelogram. It's got opposite sides that are parallel. Okay, it would fit into that category. So let's just call this one a parallelogram. So again, here are my different ones. Okay, I've got triangle, rectangle, and I'm just going to abbreviate it as pair, so parallelogram. Let's look at our triangle first. So here's my triangle part. Okay, to find my area of a triangle, what I usually do is I use the area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. You can rewrite it though as base times height and then divide it by 2. So in this case, my base is this 11.2. My height is 4.5. So what I did is I multiplied those together first, which gives me 50.4. And ultimately I need to divide it by 2 because it's half of that value. And I get 25.2. Okay. Again, your base, that bottom part of that triangle, where is that triangle sitting? How tall is that triangle? Okay. And dividing it by 2 then. Rectangle, areas of rectangles, fairly easy. Okay, taking your length times your width. The length times my width, I've got 8 times 4.5. Sorry, here's my actual little work. 4.5 because my length times my width, I get 36. Okay, easy enough. And my last part though here, I'm going to move this down a little bit, is this parallelogram. Okay. For this parallelogram, you can use it as the same way that you did with the rectangle. Ultimately what it did is it just took like a straight rectangle and it kind of skewed it, so it's a little lopsided now. The lines are still there, the measurements are still there. So in this case, I just labeled it as length times the height because this is ultimately your height. Okay, this line right here. But it's ultimately just length times width. So I take 8 times 6.5, which gives me 53.7. Once I have all of these, then I'm going to go back and add them all together. So adding in that 25.2, okay, the 30.0, 53.7. I get a final answer of 114.9 centimeters squared. Make sure you've got those units. Okay, I will be docking points if your units are not correct. Very important. Okay. Pause this video if you're not sure on this work. Let me know if you've got questions. How did I decide these shapes? But the main goal is just decide what shapes you've got, find the area for each shape, go back and then add them all together. Okay, your next part is an on your own. So find the area of the figures, break it up based on the types of shapes you have. Find the area for those shapes, then add them together. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video, show out your work whenever you're ready and you want to check your work, come on back. But right now, again, I want you to pause the video first, solve out the problem, try your best. Once you've got that, then come back and start the video again. Hey, hopefully it didn't cut me out before, but if you are coming back in, welcome back. I was starting to explain kind of this shape here. So we've got a rectangle and then we've got a triangle. So finding your rectangle, you just take the length times the width. So you get 9 times 7, which is 63. My triangle, I'm using that triangle formula again where I take the base times the height and I'm dividing it by 2. So I get 9.6 9 times 6. And then I divide by 2, so I did the 9 times 6 first, which is 54. Divide that by 2, I get 27. Add the 27 and the 67, which gives me an answer of 90 meters squared. Okay. So again, your final step, you need to make sure you add those two shapes together. Don't just tell me the rectangle or the triangle. All right, given the look at this shape, now it is kind of complicated, okay? So one thing I notice here is it looks to be that this part is a square, because if every part is 2 feet, that's going to be a square. And then it looks to be that I've got 4 semicircles. So here's my little drawing. 4 semicircles. Remember, your semicircles are 1/2 of a circle. So this one and this one would make 1, and this one and this one would make 1. So ultimately, it's the same as having 2 full circles, okay? So what I did then is I find my area of my circles as well as my square. My circles using that pi times radius squared. This case, I've got a diameter of 2, so my radius is 1. Plugging that into that formula, which only gives me an answer of 3.14. Now I have 2 of them, that's why I drew this back down, and I'm multiplying it by 2 because I need 2 full circles, okay? So the area for the 2 circles is 6.28. Then using my square, you can either do length times the width, or squares are the same as if you take the side and you square it, hence squared, okay? So the side lengths are 2, and I'm going to square them, which is 4, so I'm just taking that 4 and adding it to the 6.28, which gives me 10.28. Okay, here's your homework slide. Make sure you're getting that 13.4 homework on Big Ideas Math done. It is due that Sunday on the 12th, so by Sunday. Use your workbook as an extra practice, okay? See you guys later. Bye.